Do you like BNN Bloomberg's market call? Do you like looking at people look at charts? You're in the right place. Welcome to Market Call Recap on the Early Buffett YouTube channel, where we go through the top picks of BNN Bloomberg's market call every single day. I missed yesterday because it was Canada Day. We were closed here, so I took the day off. Happy Canada Day to all our fellow Canadians. So today we had David Driscoll on. Well, we didn't have him on, as I always say. He was on Market Call. So he had a few small cap picks, which were interesting. But without further ado, let's take a look at the S&P 500, which is up 0.25% today. So we've been really flat. We're just kind of in this trading range here, just kind of bouncing around for several days now. So, but looking a bit strong today. Are we going to start ticking up as the moving average, as we get closer to the moving average? It's very possible. NASDAQ a little bit stronger today. We're kind of, we're coming back up to the top of that range since, the 20th, or call it, 17th of June, 20th of June. So we're keeping a tight range here on the NASDAQ as well. Dow Jones kind of flat on the day as well, but that thing's been strong for the past couple weeks here. So, so that's, and finally, the TSX, it's doing what it's doing. A little bit weaker today. A lot of the TSX 60 are taking a little bit of a beating today, but it is what it is. Kind of a light volume week, especially here in Canada, since it's only a 4-day work week. So, first top pick by David Driscoll was Carl Zeiss, which I know from my photography. They do some collaborations with various photography lens manufacturers, so I know them in that respect. But they do, medical products, mirrors, lenses, that type of thing. They do work with ASML, which I did not know, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, they're high precision lenses, and you need that for that lithography machines that ASML is into. So probably in a good spot. His theme for this week was beaten up small caps, and you could see by this lovely chart here that this thing is quite beaten up. You got this. We're going down she goes. This thing, my goodness, it's but it's Carl Zeiss. So, if it's a strong name, strong brand, right? I mean, they're in a lot of different areas. So you could, draw your charts however you want to. I kind of draw mine like this. So I see this trading range. I mean, you could probably connect these bottoms if you'd prefer. And then you could see that it's coming down along that edge. I mean, we could extend this one out a little bit more too. Let's see where those outlier moves were. So, it's not looking great, but we are getting, we've actually even blown past the COVID lows, which is the case for a lot of equities these days. So where's the bottom here? I mean, are we going to go back down to 60? Probably. I mean, that's a very good chance that, we'll hit that 60 mark. But we have a lot, we had this big sell-off right here. When was that? That was on the 17th of June. I'm going to guess that's earnings. But again, I'm just checking the charts here. I'm not really looking at the fundamentals. But I imagine this was a big sell-off. We broke through that last area of support back in October. So not looking good here. Not looking good. I mean, it's kind of like a Walgreens boots. But yeah, without, knowing the fundamentals, just looking at the technicals here, it does not look good. But I would say probably be due for a bounce, if not now. We may retrace back up, above these COVID lows. But if we keep going down, you could probably find a bit of support at 60. But kind of a falling knife here. So, but interesting space nonetheless. So. Interesting one there. And they're only a 6 billion market cap. So, but he sees these, asset light, tons of cash, no debt, 13 times forward PE, I think, for this one. So could be a good opportunity here, could be a good opportunity. Enghouse here in Canada. This one's looking quite beaten up as well, but I see, I spy a little basing pattern here, probably around the 27 mark, going back a couple of years. So you could probably, this is probably a base here. We have almost a quadruple bottom going on here. We have this big sell-off and a bounce and a bounce and a bounce. But here, we're forming some lower highs, but we're having the same lows. So, you call it what you want. You could call it a pennant, kind of a pennant formation going on here. Let me just clone this guy, bring him back down to this area of support that we're seeing here, which is, call it 28-ish. So what are we going to do here? I mean, it's showing some strength. The moving averages are starting to turn back up. The 50-day is kind of flat, but it's hugging that 20-day going back up. So I would say if we break through this trend line, I mean, it's not the best trend line, but it's looking like maybe even a bit of a head and shoulders going on as well here too. So it looks good. I mean, it's been really, really beaten down. So, it's probably due to, earnings and stuff like that. But we're down 62% in 4 years. So, we'll see how it goes. But, the chart's looking like you have some decent support here at the $28 level. And now if we break through this area here, I mean, you could extend that back and redraw it here. If we get back over that, there's a good chance that it'll, continue on its merry way, or it'll go sideways and you have a nice kind of trading range between, call it 37, 38. It may come back up to that trading range because you're going to have some resistance here for sure. And then, you could probably bounce around there for a little while. But again, I don't know much about Enghouse, so it's only a 1.2 billion market cap, but probably a good area to trade it around there. So SXS, Spectris, they are, I'll read it here from Interactive Brokers. Company profile is a United Kingdom-based company that provides critical insights to its customers through precision measurement solutions combined with technical expertise and domain knowledge. So it's kind of like precision materials analysis and measurement, which seems interesting. They're another, asset light type of company. Same kind of looking chart, really sort of beaten up. Keep it at the 1 year here. It's breaking down. It's broke down below that 29-ish hundred level, but we're seeing some buying coming in as well. So this big sell-off was really bid up right here, and then it was sold back off again. So you probably have a floor around 27.50 here, probably. And if we look back, it's kind of this area of accumulation as well, right? So we're coming back into this area, which is, you could probably find decent support around 2,700. Again, this is a 3.5 billion market cap-ish. So, yeah, I mean, but, on the long term, and Interactive Broker is going to go a little wonky again. So let's get back to that 1 year. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I mean, probably going to find some consolidation here. Probably stick around here for a little while. But again, I don't follow the stock that much. It's very whippy. So, if you want to trade it around, you probably can. Probably good up until, that 3,800 level. Good chance that it'll, move its way back up there. Here we have, lower, higher highs, higher lows. Here we had higher lows going up here, but now we're seeing some lower lows, lower highs, right? So is it going to continue on its way down? Very possibly. So I'd be kind of bearish until around 2,500 probably on this one. Just taking a look at it, at a glance. So I hope that helps. Hope you enjoyed it. Kind of a few obscure picks here. But you could also see on the, as I'm looking at it right now, you could see on the longer term here, that's a pretty, we're probably at a range where it's going to have a little more of a bounce here. And we'll see if it makes it across this 3,800 level, which seems to have not held in quite some time. So you could probably have a good trade between there, as long as you're kind of selling at the 3,800 level. Again, this is not advice. Please look at my disclaimer, do your own due diligence. I'm not an advisor. This is not financial advice, as I always say. But on that note, I will leave you on this fabulous July 2nd, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.